Hey everyone, welcome back to Inkmatic. Happy New Year to you all. Hope everyone's going into 2020 in full force. This is the first portfolio update of 2020, and I'll show you how my portfolio on Trading 212 is performing. So as you can see here, the portfolio value is now at £2,371.77p. The return is £55.18p. Roughly about 2.38%. This is actually down from the previous update, as it was £112 and the return was about 5.94%. So unfortunately it has gone down, but I know where it's gone down. So we'll just dive into a few stocks. So as you can see here that I've started buying into fractional shares. So if we start off with AMD, I've got a fifth of a share, and current average price would be around $46.08 if I had an entire share, but I've only got around £6.92p of that share. Moving on, Alibaba, I do believe this is going to be at least like $1,000 stock at some point. I do believe, because it is like the largest e-commerce platform in China, and so I do believe it is going to be massive. So I slowly do want to buy into this, but at the moment I do believe it's quite pricey. If we look at the last 3 months, it was trading around 169 3 months ago, where I should have got in, but I couldn't buy the entire stock. And as you know, Trading 212 has released fractional shares, so I'm going to start buying into this. So I've got a fifth of a share again, with an average price of $2.14. So with this, I expect to, when it's down, I expect to increase my holding in this and start buying a few, like maybe a fifth, or even a tenth of a share every time, and hopefully end up with a whole share. So moving down the list, I'm not going to talk too much about the fractional shares because I mentioned that in the last video with the fractional share strategy. So we'll just move on to the normal shares. So BAE Systems is actually down from the last update. It's only the return is only at 4.36%. So I'm up £1.42. So I'm pretty happy with that. Barrett has also been diving down since the elections. So it's got a downward trend, but it did have that spike prior to the election. So I've got 8 shares. I'm up 25.29%. That's £12.01p. So I'm pretty happy with that. They do pay like a decent dividend yield, which is decent. BMO Commercial Property. So I have sold like a number of them on Freetrade, and I've started buying them back on Trading 212. As you can see that I've only got 18 shares at the moment. I'm up 49p. That's 2.41% with an average price of £1, basically £1.13p. So pretty happy with that. Boeing is kind of one of those ones where I kind of purchased at a slightly higher price just because I wanted to get in there. So my average price is at $331.44. The current price is at $325.83. So for me, I'm not going to add any more to this because it's quite an expensive stock. Personally, I'll probably buy like fractions of it when it drops below the 9-10%, when it's down that much. BP is actually down again. So again, I want to sell this around the £5.60 mark. So when it does hit that eventually, I will get rid of it. But in the time being, I'll hold on to it. I've got 15 shares with an average price of £4.75p. I'm down 22p. That's 0.31%. BT, I'm up 3.66%. This is down on the last update. I've got a current return of £3.07p. I hold 45 shares with an average price of £1.86. So as you know, that the ex-dividend date was the 24th of December, so which has now passed, where it's currently the 1st of January. So the dividend payout date is the 3rd of February. And the dividend yield for this currently, as of today, is 8%, which is still pretty high, I think, and it is pretty decent. So the next stock on the list is CloudFlare. This isn't doing too well. I've got 22 shares. Average price is at $17.83. I'm actually down on this one by £30.98. That's 9.88%. So it's kind of been fluctuating quite a bit. So it's had, over the last 3 months, it's had highs of $19.64. And if we look at the last week, it actually dropped to $16.59. So for this one, it is definitely eating up into my returns. Again, I'm looking for this to hit around the $16 before I start increasing my position in this. I do think in terms of long run, CloudFlare should be quite a good stock, especially when they're in like cloud infrastructure and stuff like that. It's one to keep hold of for the long haul for me personally. Deutsche Telekom is down quite a bit. It's down at 5.38%. That's £2.81 on 4 shares. I got an average price of €14.98. Current price is at €14.62. I doubt I'm going to increase the position in this because it's quite pricey for what it is. I'm just going to hold on to it and see what happens. Direct Line is actually doing pretty well for me. So if we look at the last 3 months, it's gone up quite a bit. So if we look at, if I can get a good 17th of November, actually 12th of November, it was around 271, and now it's at £3.13, so it's gone up quite a bit. As you can see, I've got 100 shares with an average price of £2.72. I'm up £40.67. That's 14.93%. This is quite a good stock, I think, especially the insurances with like Legal & General, Aviva and Direct Line. They are quite good stocks, I think, personally. At the moment, as of yesterday when it closed, the dividend yield was around 6.78%, and the ex-dividend date is around 2nd of April. Right, so we've got Drax Group, which is doing pretty well as well. My average price is at £2.74. I've got 15 shares. I'm up 13%. That's £5.35. So I'm pretty happy with that. DS Smith is also doing really well. I'm up 10.23%. That's £4.27. I've got 12 shares with an average price of £3.48. Happy days. Eon, I'm not really sure what I want to do with this one. I might close the position on it. I don't know, I'm not too confident with them. I've got 2 shares, average price of €8.90. That's £7.86 each. I'm up 2.67%. That's 42p. Ford Motor Company, similar situation with Eon. I do want to close this position. I'm not sure when to. At the moment, I've got 2 shares. I'm up 2.65%. That's 36p. I've got an average price of $8.75. Glencore is another one that I want to close my position in, but at the moment it's a bit low. I've got 5 shares. I'm up 3.86%. That's 44p. I've got average price of £2.28p. I've got a sell order that's currently pending. So when it reaches £2.60, I'll sell and close the position in this. Hastings Direct. Hastings Direct is another insurance company which isn't doing as well as I hoped. As you can see here, that it has had highs of 184. So moving down, I've got 95 shares, average price of £1.73. I'm up 3.3%, that's £5.44p. HSBC is also doing okay, I guess. I've got 15 shares. I'm up 4.88%. That's £4.14p. They did have a little slowdown, or the share price did drop recently here, where I did increase my position when it did hit around like the £5.70 mark. I do have a sell order on this, so when it reaches £6.60, I'll sell 5 shares. iShares Physical Gold is a new ETF that I've purchased. As part of my 2020 strategy, I do want to buy more ETFs. I'm looking at increasing my position in the S&P 500. I'm potentially looking at trying having a few in the Vanguard ETF fund. But at the moment, I'm going to primarily focus on the S&P 500 from iShares. Lloyds Banking Group is also doing all right. So in the last week, it's kind of like dropped a bit, but I've got 16 shares in this portfolio. I'm up 12.94% and I'm up £1.15. My average price is at 55 pence. Moving on, New River REIT is actually quite a good stock, but it's a bit risky. Current price is at £2.01. They pay a annual dividend yield of 10.77%, and it's a quarterly dividend. And I believe the next payout is on the 7th of February. I currently have 170 shares. I'm up 4.41%. That's £14.16. My average price is at £1.88, which is still pretty decent. I do have a couple of sell orders here. 5 for when it hits £2.20 and another 5 for when it hits £2.30. But to be honest, I think for me, I'm going to keep this because it's quite a high yielding dividend. So if I hold the stock for, I don't know, like 10 years, I'll make my money back essentially. NEO is another stock that I kind of wish I purchased a bit more of this. I was actually going to purchase more the following day, but they had their earnings report and their stock just massively shot up. So with this one, I'm up 62.90%. That's £1.17. And I only have one share, so it's not really great returns. But yeah, if you're interested in trying out trading 212, you can use my referral link in the description. You'll get a free share worth up to £100. So that's ink.yt/trading212 is the referral link. Moving on, Page Group is actually doing pretty well. It's up 27.42%. I've only got 3 shares left in this. I'm up £3.37. My average price is at £4.09. Moving on, Redrow is also doing pretty well, similar to Barrett. It's up 23.70%. I'm up £5.74. My average price is at £6.05. Telefonica isn't doing too well, to be honest. I'm down 8.16%. I've got 12 shares with an average price of €6.68. I am thinking about increasing my position in that. Uber is doing all right. It's up 5.09% since the last time I invested. Twitter is doing all right. I'm up 5.09% since I last invested. I've got 2 shares with an average price of $29.78. Uber is doing all right. It's gone down a little from last week, I guess. Yeah, it's gone down a bit. I'm up 1.46%. I've got 4 shares with an average price of $28.71. Vodafone is also doing all right. Not as well as it was before. So I've got 15 shares. I'm up 0.05%. That's 1p. I've got an average price of £1.46. So I guess it's not doing as well as I had hoped. But that's it for this week. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, like it. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy these videos. Also, if you fancy trying out Trading 212 or Freetrade, you can use my referral links in the description. For Freetrade, you'll get a share worth up to £200, and on Trading 212, you'll get a share worth up to £100. Let me know what you think about this video. Also, the new animations that I've added to the video, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback on that. See you in the next update.